So today I want to talk about phases and why they play such a pivotal role in our lives. So it's quite a philosophical, deep one today, but if that resonates with you, keep on watching, keep on listening. Hopefully you'll find it useful. Welcome back to consecutive day 1701 of a diary of a Runpreneur. Today's topic is all about phases and the pivotal kind of role they play in our lives. It's quite a deep philosophical one today, so keep on listening, hopefully you'll find it useful. But before we get started, don't forget that this is a part of a fundraiser to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, the distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style. Please give us some support, more people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save. Thank you as always. But yeah, back to the topic at hand, phases. So why am I talking about phases? Well, I speak to so many people, and you get, when you kind of speak to lots of different people in your kind of circle of or your network, what you'll often find is that some people are kind of flying high or riding the crest of a wave, and there'll be other people that, although they won't openly come out, or sometimes they do and admit it, but they're probably going through some deep lying struggles which they're really finding hard to overcome, and then you get everything kind of in between. But in a group of people, that's the reality. Some people will be doing great, some people won't be doing so great, and everything in between. The problem you have for the ones who aren't doing so great, it's often being around the people that are doing great, which isn't helping at all, because they'll inevitably have an element of resentment or jealousy that they're in the situation they're in, where the other person's in the situation that they are. So what do we do in these situations? Well, I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I invariably kind of fluctuate between the two, and usually kind of reside somewhere in the middle. But that's normal. That's a pretty normal life. And I think what really helps is if we kind of understand what is normal, what is realistic, and kind of realign our expectations with what life really is. Life is full of ups and downs, and this is where kind of the phases process kind of come into play. One way that I kind of overcome things when times are tough is I can remind myself that everything is a phase, and it is. It's quite a good kind of mantra that kind of I used regularly with when I had 3 young children. They're obviously a bit older now, a bit more self-sufficient, but 3 babies at times. You just tell yourself everything's a phase, because it's so hard when kids aren't sleeping, you're trying to manage workload, all these types of things. But people have all different types of struggles, whether it's parenthood, marital, social, the different areas of life. You can have struggles socially, you can have struggles familially, so your spouse or your family might be falling apart. You can have mental challenges, i.e. you're suffering with depression and or anxiety, and you need to come to that. You could have physical issues. It could be health-related problems, like your physical health or your fitness levels could cause you a huge problem. Financial is another big one. You can have big financial problems. Vocation is another one, where you get problems in your career. And then the last one is spiritual. Maybe you're having problems with your faith or your purpose or something bigger in life. But they're usually going to fall within one of those categories. And I think the whole process is if you tell yourself that life is full of phases, you'll get phases where you're on the upward, and you'll get phases where you're on the downward. Sometimes you don't know where the apex of the upward is or the low point of the downward is, which makes it quite hard. But as soon as you accept that life is full of phases, and so phases can last in varying levels of time as well, which doesn't help either. You get some that go on for a long time on the upward, which is amazing, and you get some that come on the downtime, which is a horrendous experience, but they drag on and drag on, but they always come to an end. And that's what you have to keep on reminding yourself. And it's important that you remind yourself both ends of the spectrum. So, you know, when things are going incredibly well, don't be a pessimist by any stretch, but be a realist and understand that they might not go as well as they have done forever, which is probably a good expectation to kind of have, a realistic expectation to have. And the other part is that you're probably, you know, you're going to experience some adversity to overcome as well, which will phase into your life at some point. And I think just being aware, it allows you to, if you understand, it allows you to process things easier, because the people who really, really struggle are the ones that think, oh, it's unfair, it's unjust, all those types of things, where the reality is life is not fair. And when you come to a realization of that, then it's you're enabled to process it and understand it a little bit better, and then deal with it proactively rather than reactively. Because when we have these feelings of life is unfair or unrealistic expectations that this is going to go on forever, then emotionally we become involved. And the problem is with emotion, it can mask the reality of the situation so that you can draw upon a plan that you can control proactively as a way of solving whatever's in front of you. So ultimately, learnings from my diary today are that phases are a pivotal part in all of our lives. Life is not fair, right? For some people, they might think they've won the lottery every day, and some people just get kicked and kicked and kicked and kicked and kicked. That is life. It's not fair. If you're one of the lucky ones, you know, be very, very grateful. If you're not so lucky, then hold your head up high, keep on working, and understand these principles really, really help. For most of us, we're somewhere in the middle. But that's where phases comes into play. For every phase, when we're doing really well, it will come to an end. For every phase, when we're doing really bad, it will come to an end. And you'll get this kind of fluctuating motion of life, going ups and downs. Now, in an ideal world, you keep those bad phases shorter, but they're going to happen. That's just part and parcel of life. And you have the good phases lasting a bit longer. That way you get kind of an upward trajectory over life. And that's what we should all be aiming for. But on the understanding that ups and downs are all part of it. They're all phases, they all come and go. And when a phase finishes, a new one begins. So be mindful of that. It's often a good thing, sometimes a not so good thing, but it's going to happen regardless. So the sooner we understand this, the sooner we can keep ourselves in check no matter what life throws at us, and being best prepared to deal with it. So anyway, hope that's useful. Any questions or comments, drop me a line. I'll respond to everyone. Do remember though, if you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, a distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy. I'll see you again tomorrow.